Bill Gates and Warren Buffett were once asked in an interview what was the one skill that led them to becoming two of the wealthiest men in the world. They both agreed that focus was the main catalyst to their success. Gary Keller quotes in his book, The One Thing, "Extraordinary results are directly determined by how narrow you can make your focus. When you spread yourself out, you end up spread thin." How often do we find ourselves jumping from one thing to the other without actually putting in the time and work to become a master at that one specific skill or industry? Imagine what we could accomplish if we sat down and figured out the one thing we want to become world class at, and then wrote down all the distractions and shiny objects that are pulling us away from mastering that one thing. An example in my own life is this YouTube channel. My mind's always telling me I need to start an Instagram, a Facebook page, a Twitter, a blog, a website, get this software and that software. And although I may add one or two of these in the future, just think of how much faster this channel will grow and how drastically the videos will improve if I ignore all these distractions and put all my time and energy into this one single channel. As Robert Kiyosaki writes in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you have little money and want to be rich, you must first be focused and not balanced. If you look at anyone successful at the start, they were not balanced. Balanced people go nowhere. They stay in one spot. To make progress, you must go unbalanced. Just look at how you make progress walking. This phrase applies to any area in life you want to improve, not just creating wealth. If you want to become more intelligent, pick a single topic you're interested in and set out to learn more than anyone else in the world about this subject. Instead of trying to learn a little about a lot of different subjects, learn a lot about one topic. If your goal is to have better relationships, don't aim to have 30 friends. This will just lead to many poor relationships where these people most likely don't have your best interest in mind and are just waiting for the opportunity to screw you over. Instead, focus on 2 to 3 friends that you can build such a strong bond and connection with that you guys would literally do anything for each other. The same thing applies with being fit. We are led to believe that being in excellent shape needs to be complex, but in reality, if you focus on quality sleep, exercising 30 to 40 minutes 3 to 5 days a week, and just eating the correct number of calories, you will be fit. But instead, we are constantly bombarded by marketing industries telling us we need their supplements, a specific workout routine, follow crazy diets, get these shoes or this app. And although these can help, they won't have nearly as much impact as focusing on sleep, exercise, and your calorie intake. The majority of what you want in life will come from the minority of what you do. The fewer decisions you have to make, the more productive you're going to be. But when you're having to make tons of decisions each day, not only will you be less productive, but it'll also wipe you out of all your willpower. Keller also writes, when you knock out 100 tasks for whatever reason, it's a poor substitute for doing even one task that's meaningful. Not everything matters equally. Ignore all the things you could do instead of doing what matters most. Extraordinary results are determined by how narrow you can make your focus. Do fewer things with more effect rather than more things with few effect. We are led to believe checking off as many tasks as we can, no matter how little value they have, is moving us forward and being productive. But in reality, it's sucking us dry of all our finite energy and interrupting us from the main thing that will move the boat faster. The real secret is in doing less, not more, in cutting out as many distractions from our life as we can. We need to do the best we can to clear our plates and focus on the one thing that's going to have the biggest impact. The more laser focused and disciplined we are, the more progress we will make. When Michael Phelps was in the prime of his career training for the Olympics, his to-do list was wake up, get in pool. That's it. Not go for a run, not lift weights, not post on social media. He had one goal, and that was to be the best swimmer in the world. This is the power of focus and doing less, not more. You can find this same pattern with many of the elite performers in all industries. Warren Buffett focused on investing in companies he understood, not real estate or gold or cryptocurrencies, but stayed disciplined to what he knew best, which was buying businesses, and never lost focus. Another prime example is Leonardo DiCaprio. It shouldn't come as a surprise that he's been one of the top actors in the world the past 2 to 3 decades, as he stays true to his craft and never loses focus of what he does best, which is act. He's not doing commercials, TV shows, or even on social media, but continuing to master the art of acting and nothing else. Constantly challenging himself by taking on difficult roles, but never spreading himself too thin by the millions of distractions and opportunities that I'm sure come his way. If you're someone who schedules your day with a to-do list, this is great, but the problem with a to-do list is it becomes a long list of low-impact items that you're just trying to cross off as fast as you can. Instead, what you can do is change it to a success list, which is 1 to 3 high-value tasks you need to complete each day. It's crucial you make your success list as small as possible so you can accomplish what truly matters. Then if you must do other things that have less value but need to get done, right at the bottom, a if I have time list. But these don't get any of your attention until your 1 to 3 main objectives are complete. You can always always narrow your focus. You just have to decide what will have the biggest impact on your life and not allow any distractions to come in the way. First things first, you should get rid of all the little distractions and chores if possible, or at least try to outsource them, as they're what's going to take up all your time and energy and cause you to procrastinate. And if there are things you absolutely can't avoid, save them for the end of the day, but never let them come before your success list, as you will need as much willpower and energy to complete these tasks as you can give. 2 questions you can always come back to when you feel you're taking on too much and not going all in on the one thing you want to master is, how can I narrow my focus and go deep and not wide? And what's the one thing I can do right now that will move the needle forward? When you find yourself losing focus and pursuing multiple goals, just remember this powerful quote from Confucius: "The man who chases 2 rabbits catches neither." The power is in doing less, not more.